And the recorder is on. It is Tuesday, the 27th of November, 2018. And we're off. And Hibbard is jumping down. Eaton Vance. Let's see how she does. She's at 42.07. Nothing big on the jump. And yeah, it jumped up to this 42.50 and then pulled back. Let's see what happens there. The VXX is there. In a rally in the S&P.
Order pending. Order filled.
Long some Dow futures.
Order filled.
All right. Out 15 ticks in the Dow. Basically scalped some. I went long from here and then got out about 39 to 40. I don't even know the exact fill. Let's look and see what we've got then on some of our Foot Locker pulled back. I don't see JK Solar listed here. Yeah, trading 1050 in the in the early pre-markets. Really nothing magic happening here. I'm getting some new day highs on got one spinner here I'm watching off to the side. It just got nothing really going. There's Eaton Vance running. Let's see. What I didn't do is I did not look to see if short interest on Eaton Vance. Nah, not a whole lot. Yeah, 4260 was the. See, we're up at 4275. That's a swing level, pretty much. We have to watch and see what happens on EV. pretty widespread, for goodness sakes. 43.12, 10, 20, 30-cent spread. There's no way I'm going to get involved in a 30-cent spread there. Have to let it settle down. And we just got the markets going back and forth here. The Dow just kind of popped up to right where I sold it, and it's really pretty much stopped. Markets haven't figured out what they want to do yet. VIX has popped up and now it's come back. Look at UPRO rising with the S&P futures. There's the spiders. We gapped down. A bit of a rally. Coming up with yesterday's low. This is a primary pivot level, so watch out. I wonder where my active watch list went. I just saw Apple go swinging by as a new day high. Good morning, Bob. Watch out for the S&P pulling back here. Market's pulling back. There's the other active watch list. Okay. I moved it up. Yeah, glad I took the profits in yesterday because I've got Citrix is back, Foot Locker's back, although not that much. JK Solar is right about where it closed, really. McDonald's is up 50 cents. Yeah, McDonald's is looking pretty decent here. I could see somebody wanting to go long here. All right, the new day highs is slowing down now. Union Pacific, UNP, 4-day high coming up off the bottom. It could run to 148 to 150. I don't know that I really like it. Abercrombie and Fitch, A&F. Curling back up from the bottom, looking at earnings here in a couple of days. So Beacon, been on our list for a while. It's doing that 45-degree runner. And that's where spiders came down and set new lows. It looks like it's trying to bounce. VRTX. High highest in 8 days. Pretty good rally here off the bottom. I'll be heading to 180-ish. Discover Financial Services, DFS. Yeah, DFS over 71.5 could be a decent play. And my JK Solar is trying to rally a little bit. Let's go ahead and set up on 3 months. And you can see here the Discover Financial Services. Darlington. $22.06. Not bad. Try to break out. IPG. And the negatives are starting to show up now here, like dog and SQQQ, that kind of stuff. See how our Procter & Gamble's doing? She's just kind of stalling right there. Up 32 cents. Way to go there, Bobby. There goes the VXX after a shaky start. Save, S-A-V-E. Yikes, gap up, have no idea why. Let's look at the news. Gonna be a buyout? No. Raised his Q4 outlook. Suspect. It's 9:43. We have a 10 o'clock economic report, so be careful. Had to close the door there and save. Gonna save the day. Yep, if I'd have known that pre-market, I didn't get any indication. Anything over about $55 was a buy, and a gap up, assuming it could hold, and that it is solidly doing. And SAB's going to be pulling back here a little bit. And let's let's look at our Eaton Vance again. Oh yeah, Eaton Vance coming back into the 42.5 level. And see what it's looking bad as spreads. Now it's more reasonable, still 7 or 8 cents going to 20 cents, so I think I might just pass on that puppy. Buckle, trying to buckle up and try to come up off the bottom. Gap lower. Cracker Barrel gap down to 171, is now trading at 175. Hibbert. Aqua. None of the earning stocks are working worth a hoot there, folks. Not really. We got Macy's showing up. Let's see about putting this puppy right in there. I'm going to move this over. Okay, I'm going to move this. Shrink that a little bit so I can add this a little wider. Put 1 month, 1 day on that puppy. Spider came down to S1 and tried to bounce. UPRO obviously following the same. SDS got up to R1 and pulled back. All right, well, I explain here, this is the new day high. And this is a 5-minute high and 5-minute lows. Basically, all we're really trying to watch is that these things are spinning. We can play with. I will explain that what the fractals are. Well, let me start. Symbol. This is the high, new day high of how many days, like NDAQ's up for 10 days. Charter there for 4, and then Dish for 5. This is the volume factor. It'd be over X number of days. I'm going to redefine that for us. Fractals, it's the 1 minute, 3 minute, 5 minute high. Those really are not going to be a factor because I'm looking at dailies, so all of the other lower time frames, and this is the time of day that it hit. So, whoops. Let's just pull this back over here. And let me look under properties here. And what I want to do is I want to set it so that it has should reset itself here in a second. All right, we're moving. And what it is, I set a minimum here so we don't get things popping up that don't have any volume at all. Yeah, Macy's is running a little bit, but it's running into the resistance level here. And CTSH, HDS. Dish. Nah. So I'm going to shrink that a little bit. Take up a little bit less space. We're heading to the downside according to this spinner. Still not breaking the 265.90 level. And JK Solar at a new day high. Peg and Caesars and Run DMC. Yeah, it doesn't look so bad. What the heck? Sunrun Inc. It must be a solar. Volume's a bit low. Yeah, Darlington's at a new day, 52-week high. Looking at Sabre. That Eaton Vance pulled right on back. Now trading all the way back down to 42.20. Well, let's start to look at some of these that I've got on my, whoa, ALV is a big time loser now. This is from yesterday. What a reversal. Man. Well, stochastics RSI is now telling us it's time to get out of Dodge. Procter & Gamble's up 15 cents, but nothing to write home about. Owens Corning approaching $11 in JK Solar. Over yesterday's high was 11.11, I think. Yeah. If it can get over that, I think it might get a run. Owens Corning, nothing really to get excited about. Starbucks. MGM. Probably run it at 28.50. And I see Penn National Gaming, so we may be having some casino action today. Yeah. Probably a pinball. Yeah, I'm eyeballing it. Court. Pharmaceutical. AutoNation up off the bottom. Verizon, okay. I didn't necessarily see. Yeah, it is. Actually, Verizon was a buy earlier this morning. Somebody was pointing that out. I think it was Kimberly was watching Verizon a couple days ago. Kind of in no man's land in the S&P and the inverse. PAGS, I think, reports this week. It sure does, and it's doing a run into earnings. MSI may have been the same. No, I'm sorry, reported earnings. Going back to 130 maybe. CERN. Probably be more interested over 59. Bank of America showed up here. Alright. And First Solar. Alright, we're approaching half an hour. And I suspect that the new day highs will start to tail off quite a bit. AER. Because it's easy to make. And there's a rally in the markets there over 266.31. Petco reports earnings, I think, tomorrow or the next day. Before the market on the 29th, so that's 2 days from now. There's 11 in JK Solar. Let's see if it can bust through that puppy. Cake showed up on the list, but it's only a 1 day high. Yeah, today. McCormick's trying to come up off the
Connection lost.
That's my connection to Thinkorswim from NinjaTrader. It happens a few times a day. Weird. Let's see if we could get over 267 here. See, 266.90. 75 to 90. JK Solar got over 11, but it hasn't gotten over 11.11 yet. It did tag 11.10. It does have very high short interest, so this is one of those that looks like a 45-degree runner if somebody may be interested. It's not going to be a big dollar runner, maybe another dollar from here. Percentage gains will be fairly high. Cree 54. Let's see what she's doing. She must be moving. Oh yeah. Finally breakout. Yesterday was a big move in Cree. See if it gets a follow through. I like this thing. Now looks like we're getting a little bit of move down in the markets. There we go. Well, I guess I could come up with another one of these. I'm going to change this new day high to a 2-day high. Oh, I need to change the name, but 2-day. Gotta let it finish. We're just kind of in choppiness right here. The market cannot figure out what to do. JK Solar new day high, 11.15. Let's see if this does look like it's trying to go up. Lows. All right, looks like the green spinner is going here. Big time. Watch the rally. $66.90 is the key number for me. There's a 2-day low and a 2-day high side by side. This one will actually be once it appears. I'll readjust it. Cree still doing fairly well. Owens Corning, over 52. We're approaching 90. We popped it once. And we made 266.90 and then some. Wow. Bummer, huh? Well, at least you had the right idea. What do you take away from that, and maybe not necessarily don't try to cut it so fine? Maybe, I don't know. Kind of tough when you're playing around inside the options. They move pretty fast. By the time you look at it, it's pretty much gone. My Etsy's coming back. Glue's kind of stuck at the bottom at 675. And the S&P is looking at a gap fill here right now. Trip may be trying to come back for me. Citrix is doing a bullish engulf. Nice stochastics RSI off the bottom. Let's take off a study here. Studies, edit. I'll make it easier to see. Hilton, 34-day high. Kaboom. The old Foot Locker down $1 from yesterday. Excuse me. Yep, that it is. Now we're back up to the top. Now the easy money's been made on this bounce and go. This void here had very little, if any, it had no resistance really, except for people that purchased over here. Now it's going to be tough to try to make new highs. the spiders there on the daily. See how we got basically up to the T line, 267.50-ish. I guess with the volume here at 268.25, basically to 268.75, we could go. Let's see if we can get going at all. Get rid of some of these. I do have my stochastics coming up off the bottom. And why do I have the stochastics on here? Because I didn't save it. Studies. Dare to be stupid. Edit studies. Kill. Kill. Okay. Style. Save style. Let's go to 1. See if there is one. Daily. Save. Do you want to replace? See how slow this damn thing is in the mornings. Think or swim. Yeah, let's go back to Starbucks now. Starbucks has been on my list. But you see, it's doing a bullish engulf coming up off the bottom until it doesn't really recapture the trading range till it gets to 66.75. So that's a little bit disconcerting to me. But I see what you're talking about. I mean, you could play it as if it's going to go back up there and be happy to take that. Bob S. I think that that's probably tells you, it states what I pretty much think is kind of a given. VIX coming up off the bottom. Watch out for the markets to pull back. Potential SDS for a bounce trade here if you wanted to try that. It only has maybe 20 cents in it or so. So you'd have to have some serious money in it. You could do the UVXY for here for possibly more. Or even a VXX that has, again, 20 cents in it. Let's look at UVXY there. But thanks for the post, folks out there. Appreciate it. And tonight, Doug Campbell is going to do the e-learning. It's going to be an open session in room 4, no password required. If you've got some friends out there that you want to pass along, they're more than welcome to attend. They'll probably learn something quite interesting. I believe the topic is developing and maintaining a trading edge. Room 4, no password required. be there or be square. I unfortunately going to be at a board of directors meeting. The only saving grace is that we're having it at Dunkin' Donuts just around the corner, so I can get myself a coffee and a donut. Our son used to call them donuts, and the ambulance was a dee-doo. Dee-doo, dee-doo, dee-doo. Again, UK. Love it, love it, love it. And we're getting a big slowdown in the new day highs. I'm not in the 2-day lows yet. Marvell. Yeah. OC over 52. There's our 6650 again in Starbucks. Probably like to see Rollins over 62 and a quarter or so. So it's kind of been a trading range from 62 down to about 59 and a half. In that range there. Yep. Kind of like Rollins in that trading range. A big, huge one there. Sealed Air. What's she doing? I haven't looked at that in a while. No. All right, let's look at some of those that are pulling back. Remember I said I wanted Alive to pull back a little bit. I didn't want it to pull back that far. So that one's probably going to come up off our list unless it can recover. Wyndham, she's popping out, crapping out too. Microchip, not crapping out, just kind of ran into resistance on a little mini breakout. 76. Trombones and a clarinet. And marking up some of these charts here while the markets are just kind of flip-flopping away. EAF. Coming up off the bottom, but I'm not sure I'm interested. Getting rid of some of these that are on the list that are no longer valid. ON with the fact that it gapped up there and couldn't hold the breakout and then gapped lower. Not a good sign. RPM, drop it outside the range. This could potentially be a short. Newmont Mining, not doing well at all. Foot Locker is down inside day. Mick's got earnings coming up. ADI had earnings, looking for a breakout. The run up could be somewhat limited to maybe 92 and a quarter though. Xilinx getting a little old. Agilent looked good a couple of days ago. I think the markets are having an effect here. Hertz is just teasing me. An ugly oogie. It's a nat gas regulated utility. Looks like it wants to try to curl up. Thomson Reuters, breakout that didn't hold. Mickey D's. I think maybe a sideways move for a while. Although, yeah, let's leave that. Citrix flirting with 108 again. The iShow stochastics curling up from a near bottom area. Coca-Cola. Let's see what Coke does over. $49 and a quarter maybe. S&P pullback. This looks like a possible intraday J hook where we went up, we did a pullback, pulled back down to the moving averages here. It looks like we're trying to curl back up. I'm using the 3, 8, and 17 on that one. All right, UPRO. Okay. On a pullback, where do I like JKS? Ooh, that's a good question. How about if you answer that for me? There's a 3-month chart. I think it probably goes up to 12.10 to maybe 12 and a half. If you assume that, but now you have to say, well, where's the stop? You got your pullback to 1040 this morning at the open. I think if you get a pullback from here, I would not be a buyer. That's just personal opinion, because I want it to continue to go up and go up at a 45-degree angle. So, marking it from yesterday, that's pretty much what I wanted to do, and I want to get it fairly close to there, and probably not pull back below 1075 now, somewhere around there. Is, you know, your thoughts of that might be different. Well, hold on. How come it's gone? Okay, and now it's still there again. Okay, let's do studies, edit studies. I want to get rid of these darn things again. And what I want to do is style. Save style. I don't want it 2-day, I want it 1 day. What I want to do this is there, and it's missing. Why is that? It was there a minute ago. 1M1D. Huh. 1M1D is missing. No, it's right there. So do you see what I was saying there, Vern? Um, Sorry, I got distracted there. If it you wanted to follow a path, the idea of getting it cheaper is good to a point. What if it pulled back to $10? Would that be better? You might want it to go sideways. Maybe stay here at 11 for a while. Establish some sort of base from which you can establish a position with a stop that's acceptable. Because right now, your stop would have to be, heck, 10 and a quarter ish. That's 75 cents. I only see $1 to $1.50 in it, so maybe a little over 1 to 1. I'm not sure I like those odds. Right. Now, that's just the way I'm thinking. That doesn't mean that it's right. Oh no, Etsy's turned around. Cabin oil and gas has dropped out of the box. Oh dear. What to do? What to do? That little boy wants in. My day trade of JK Solar is now partial position swing trade. So what we end up doing is you day trade and you maintain a position. Get rid of the vast majority of the position at the end of the day. Yeah. Take care, Malcolm. Aloha. And from a daily perspective, JK Solar is working. From a 30-minute chart, it's working as well. It's doing a high consolidation. So I'm going to stay with it. I'm going to ignore, a lot of the intraday noise. Try to stay with it. A lot of the early gains are kind of disappearing with some of my positions. And not surprising with the markets kind of pulling back. All right. We've got our standard people PAGS, which then has earnings this week, so I can't get long that puppy. Was it before the market or after the market? After market close on the 29th. And McCormick, I don't think it's reporting, but it's coming off the bottom, 123 bucks. So as our SDS or UVXY or VXXs are working. We're kind of in chop here. Look at this right here for UVXY and VXX, but we're not exactly the same up here on the spiders. This is definitely not the same. We're getting something that's a bit different here. It's odd to me. I'm not sure how I reconcile the difference here for SDS, S&P, and UPRO not being the same or in mirror image of each other. SKT. SKT is coming up off the bottom, looking pretty decent. I mean, it. Whoops. See how it. Just a little kind of a cup and handle here, guys, gals. Kind of an odd dented cup. Yeah, it doesn't have a whole lot of pennies in it rather than dollars, so maybe that's not such a good thing. Let's go here. Now, why do I have volume? All right, hold on. Load style. There it is. Monster and DEI. We're getting a little bit of a move up here in the market. Monster over 58. Yep. DEI. Yeah, trying to break the downtrend. THC, Tenet Health. Yeah. We've had CELG. We're getting the markets moving up here. Markets moving up here. So we've got a couple of stocks that are showing up multiple times. RLJ. see what my doogies are fussing about. Would you stop? That's Lilo, isn't it? No, 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 no. Hey, Lilo! Hey! Lilo! Lilo! Who you barking at? Hey! Lilo! No! Lilo, come here. Come here. Biscuit, come here. No barking. No barky larkies, please, okay? Good girl. Good boys and girls. Yes. What were you barking at, pumpkins? Huh? Is there a muffin? No. Hey guys, no barking. All right, I'm back. Getting a little bit of a push here in the market, although it's just kind of slowing down now. And if I show you one thing here, here's JK Solar on a 30-minute chart, Jinko Solar. Wide range bar, basically a doji, setting up for the possibility of a continuation move. 1, 2, 3. All right. All right, Vern. I am gonna be a little critical, Vern. Do you mind if I provide a little kibitzing from the sidelines here? Um, you scalped 10 cents. What kind of stop did you have on that? You would, in a target and whatever. I mean, it's nice to pick up a few shekels here and there, but the problem is if you risk 20 or 25 cents and take 10, now, unless it turned against you. Oh, you had 3 cents. Okay, well then I'll just stop. I mean, you probably were down on a 1 minute chart or something like that, right? I just don't get that small. So you went long when it popped over here with the stop really tight. Okay. I don't normally do that. Just to let you know that I basically try to swing, the three exponential or something like that. If I scalp, I'm to me, a scalp is, well, and I'm still kind of getting used to U Pro versus the futures. Um, Maybe 20, 25 cents, but maybe you're right. You have a little more experience with that one than I do. I just have more futures background, and where I'm going to get 10 or 15 ticks at a time. All right. Okay, so forget all after hay. Good trade. 3-1. Hertz had a pop. It's in this little shadow. Can't trade it here though. Yesterday probably was the trade. Oh yeah, yeah. We are definitely not set up in big trending markets. C and K. No. ABMD. Nope. SC. Now, SC be interesting over what, 1970 or so? Huh. Yeah, I kind of like this scan here. Let's mark this puppy up. I'm going to say $19.75. Okay, I'm going to set an alert. Acor, Edwards, RPM I'm going to kill. T. 3M, NSC. Oh, come on. Union Pacific. No. ICE. Intel. First Solar. Got some utilities popping up here. And Mr. Run, and we're getting a new push in the markets. And hold on one second, folks. well. Good morning, sir. How are you? Cold. I'm doing all right. Oh, Thanksgiving was wonderful. Let me get the dogs back inside. I think they hear from school by. Okay, guys, come here. Come on. Come on, inside. I'll take them in the office with me so they won't bother either one of us, okay? Here's a. Okay. Biscuit? Oh, good boys and girls. Who are you barking at? No, this is a phone. Everybody sit. Everybody sit. You're not sitting down, buddy. Sit. Good boy. Good boy, Stitch. Well. Muffin's not here yet. Lilo? Stitchy, buddy. Okay, folks. And our my JK Solar. There's a 15-minute chart. Let me show you the 30. Remember what we were talking about at 1, 2, 3 move? There it is. Technically, this move right here and the next move would be equal to one another. I'd like that. Call it 1040 to 1160 cents from 11, so 1160. That would get me pretty darn close to my desired target. That's a continuation move. It's a wide range bar followed by basically a doji and then a move. Okay. Yeah, let me pull something up here real quick, okay? We'll kind of have a little impromptu members e-learning session. How about that? It's almost 11 o'clock. We're getting close to the end of the morning. Let me go here, trading. I'm feeling pretty decent about today. Okay. Top Gun Trading. Nope. I'm trying to find the trading. Okay, here it is. All right, I'm gonna do this quickly. My favorite chart patterns, and then I went over the ones. Okay, here's the dojis and reversals. And this is basically the 1, 2, 3 move, and that's what we're seeing right now in JK Solar. This is the same one. So either one of these could be a 1, 2, 3 continuation move, and it's a 3 candle, but it could be a 1, 2, 3, 4, where you do 1 and you have an extra one here, and instead of being 3, this is the 4th candle. All it is one big move up, sideways move, followed by a move up. All right, so I'm going to sneeze. Trying to fight it off. All right, so what we're looking at here is that if you were long, you can move your stop up to underneath these as we go along. If you're not long, you would look to go long above the highest of those two with your stop under the low of the bar number 3 because it's proven that it's going to close there. And here, if you went long, I'd have to have it under bar number 2, the lowest of whichever's lowest. All right, does that help, Bob? All right, you're welcome. And I've got something on the futures. It's very similar and also still valid. We go out to our trading room. Let's go back one. If you go to the Top Gun members page, oh, by the way, the password will change on Friday night, Saturday morning. So check in on the weekend and buzz me if you can't get in to find it. Favorite chart patterns here. They are set up for futures, but they're exactly the same. J hooks, pop out of the box, bullish continuation moves. And this is very similar to what that 1, 2, 3 move is, because if, let me change this to a blue color. Will green work there? Yeah. There's a move up, there's the consolidation, and there's a move up. Bear zigzag, continuation, drop out of the box, and a continuation move. On the futures, they were set up for very tiny intradays. These could be on any time frame, but a continuation pattern, and that's all we're really talking about, is basically a pause. It's a move in one direction, a pause, and then a continuation. And the opposite of that is, oh, by the way, it fails. And so if that thing fails, it's time to exit stage right. All right, let me see what this puppy's doing on a daily.
Order filled.
All right, couldn't take it any longer. Took 106 per lot on JK Solar. $1.06 out. that's kind of what I like to do. It probably has a little more in it, but I'm looking at the 30-minute chart. It's getting a little toppy. We could get a breakout and go, but take my half out of the middle. I'll be happy. It basically hit my target. And I go over here. Let's look at. Okay. It's 11:07. File. Save as. 31-2. Well, it is a strategy that I employ quite often. Bird, thank you. And it does tend to work, but I also try to make sure I don't get greedy. Just make sure I don't get greedy. All right, let's look at our favorites. Going to edit the performance. Goals. AMD, let's take a peek. Yeah, What time were you time frame are you looking at, Mr. Vern? Because I am seeing kind of a channel here. And if you look at, it won't be down there. And I look and bring it up in here. Screen draw. That's kind of it. It's trying to break it, but it also has a couple of levels here. So if you're looking for a swing trade or something like that, even on a day trade, I'm a little concerned about any overhead resistance. That all depends on how many shekels you want to grab out of it. Now, if you are looking at a 1, 2, or 3 minute chart, that's a little bit different. This time of day, I'm looking at 5 and 15 minute charts. Nothing, I don't look anything less than that. So, this time of the day, I'm potentially shifting over to a 15 minute or higher. And our JK Solar, it kind of ran out of steam there. My stochastics RSI on a 30 minute is telling me that it got about 50 to 55 cents instead of 60. But that's close. So, and it's already pulled back. I sold just under 50 and it's already down to 34. Sorry, 37. And Vern, did you figure out how to save the login so that you can have it on your computer instead of having to go out to the website every day? It might come in handy. I'm going to set up an alert on Owings Corning. sold a Citrix just a smidgen too soon. It's 108.65 now. SKT still working. Let's see. HCP. Nah. Bricksmore. I'm getting a bunch of REITs popping up. Okay, it is 11:20. I have a worker coming here in a few minutes. I need to be ready for. So why don't we call it a morning? I'll try to see you guys in the afternoon. I'll be in and out this afternoon. But why don't we wrap up the morning session and see you around what? 1:30, 1:45-ish. I do have to sneak out and try to maybe see what I can do about getting prescription filled too. All right. Well, you guys take care and be safe, be smart. Aloha.